All right, then. So let me just jump into the video because we'll have some things to talk about. And I wanted to join the chat because I am very curious to hear what you have to say.
Box cover.
You know how long the video there make? You know how long the video there make? And I don't have no use for it, but now I just feel like I just want to make use of the video. You get me? Remember, just put it in one more time because I do not know when that little video going to get some daylight. So I'm gonna just put it in one more time for the people them who just joining in. Bam.
Box cover.
All right, so people, so I want to talk to you guys about the Nicki Minaj situation. Now, I'm sure when you hear about Nicki and the piece of bangarang we are going with her, I am very much sure so when you hear everything we're going with Nicki Minaj and the drama that has been taking place the other day because of her tweets, the tweets that we should go on with online, the couple of tweets that we should make, and the whole internet seem like it is down pan her over this COVID vaccine and this idea that COVID make my man testicles swell up and all of these things. So once again, if you want to join in on the live, just let me know. Oh, here from Belize. All right, so this whole situation with Nicki now, honestly, I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. I like Nicki Minaj, but I'm one of them people there where I can appreciate an artist for their artistry. I don't really give give much merit to the things that come out of their mouth, especially when it doesn't come out of their line of work. So me and somebody okay, Nicki just chat her little business. So I don't really care. But let me just jump into what apparently she said online that is causing the entire bangarang. All right, so this is what Nicki said. Nicki said, my cousin in... No, Nicki doesn't sound like that. Oh my God, why am I so awful at this? Nicki said, my cousin in Trinidad... All right, let me just read it regular. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. So for those of you who don't know impotent, that means that the tele cannot stand up. The something cannot be turgid. It is flaccid. It just go left and right with no little erection in it. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied. So that's when Nicki Minaj put out online and the whole internet started to eat her about it. That is what somebody said they want the Nicki voice. Let me see if we can do it over back in the Nicki Minaj voice. The AC, I killed my throat, Jesus scheme. Hold on. I'm gonna try it again.
It's Nicki Minaj. My cousin, hi Barbs. My cousin in Trinidad.
Why am I going very Kardashian?
My cousin in Trinidad. Barbs, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine. Because his friend got it and it became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. That's the worst Nicki impression. Clearly a long time in your Nicki Minaj chat. Because what... So wanna spare me. I remember about no Nicki chat just as Jamaican as I do. Right, no. So that is what Nicki Minaj said, and the whole internet started first yammer up over it. And in the middle of it, guess who jumped in for go and defend her? You know for ask. You know for ask who? Guess who jumped in and defend her? Because she is going to jump in. Spice. Spice jumped in to defend Nicki Minaj and talk about her support of the artist. And to me, I definitely would say that it makes total sense, because why is Spice going to go against the girl who potentially she can get some sort of clout off her? Because honestly, right about now, every single body who Nicki Minaj follow from what year, including Pretty Dancing Rebel, TC, Maka Diamond, who else, Pampute, all of them they're supposed to go online and a tweet about them love for Nicki Minaj, because I just saw the thing set up when I forgot us a little clout. Because I feel like Nicki might be doing a Jamaican album and she might need to collaborate with someone on a song. They need for a big friend. So Spice is doing the right thing, big friend. Whether or not you agree or not, your big friend. This is what Spice said. So Spice said, Onika, You're under attack because you're black and you're intelligent. When we are too educated, we become a problem to society. May God watch over you, cover every step where you take. Prayer and emoji. Which is right. Which is right. If Spice is in the spirit of begging friend, this is how you do it. Me have no problem with that because right about now, like, yeah, sure. Let me tell you this. Personally, Nicki Minaj should have other things. Should have other bigger keckler fish for dealing right now. Nicki Minaj was supposed to in this whole entire mixed up thing. I talk about COVID vaccine and I talk about hearsay. Because really and truly, that was not the proper use of the social media. But everything I should talk about wanting to do more research, that is fine. If you're COVID, if you're vaccine hesitant, that is totally fine. But when you're going to bring on the little boy, you know, me here say, understanding that you have this big platform that is only going to be used for people to think that you are an anti-vaxxer, even though you're not. So the whole entire media who jump on for paint Nicki Minaj as an anti-vaxxer, them they totally fool. Because them also feel like a news story because right about now nothing now make news more than COVID-19. So everybody's trying to see how them can get some lead story out of it. But what they should have focused on is the fact of this debunking this rumor or trying to see if it is actually true and to locate the person. So right about now, Nicki Minaj gone online now and I say about the things I said to the people them I try for come here. Hold on. No, man, there's one big excitement that Nicki Minaj just said the people that I try for come here. And I'm just like, Nicki, nobody I try for come for you right about now. This is what Nicki went on Instagram to say.
Go back on Twitter because now it's starting to feel a little scary. I remember when I can't speak. You can't speak for the fear of the mob attacking you. If that doesn't give you chills up and down your fucking spine, this is scary.
Yeah. That I go on right about now. So Nicki is basically saying, say, you know, people are trying to silence her. And I remember side with Nicki on the part here. It can't feel easy to be bombarded by the entire media, especially when them kind of blow up her statements. Nicki Minaj, once again, never said she's an anti-vaxxer. And I think the way how them running with the story, it kind of paint her out in that way. And that is not really good. But what they should have focused on is this hearsay rumor and trying to at least break down to Nicki Minaj and say, here's the thing. When you hear little rumors or you hear something go so, if you don't fact check it, you putting that out to your 22 million people is going to cause problems and it's going to, you know, increase the likelihood of driving fear into people who potentially would want to take the vaccine. So you have to be a lot more mindful of your utterances online. And every public figure, you have to be careful of that. So that is where Nicki take the L. But me not agree with everybody. I come down on the woman. Man, I talk about Nicki Minaj this and Nicki Minaj that. But here me, I forgot to say right about now. You see Nicki? Oh, hold on before me jump to that. Nicki Minaj is getting a bunch of love from every single Republican. Everybody who is an anti-vaxxer, them a love her. And this don't look good for Nicki because I look at right now. No. Watch there. The people them have them big rally, you know, them big rally, you know, one for us about the storming of the Capitol and all of these things. And guess who them put on flag over there? Now Nicki Minaj, the people them when you see them people you know are running the image, Nicki is supposed to looking at yourself and say, boy, maybe the one you kind of, boy, this not really nice at all, right? About now if the people them are gonna have you as the face of the anti-vax movement. This not good at all, right? About no. So the Republican them are running Nicki Minaj, but as I said, it cannot feel nice to be bombarded by the whole entire news outlets. But Nicki don't fool. Nicki don't dumb. She's not stupid. No time. You know why I say this? So Nicki Minaj don't fool. Nicki understand the strips. Nicki know what is going on right now. And Nicki is just doing a little thing. Nicki is doing something we call like distraction tactics. Nicki smart. Nicki is smart. Cause here, you see right now, you see her husband Her husband have big law case, court case going right now over the little strips where some years ago him did, you know, one little underage, little charge. I can't really say it because of, you know, YouTube strips, but you know, like a little law thing, you know? Yeah. In charge of a little thing where him, let me see if I can go look it up right now. Minaj court, because I remember it a while ago, but right about now, I think I forget everything. Yes, so about this attempted rape case and him being a pedophile and all, him going on the, what is the word? Him being listed as a sexual abuser, harasser, in the US system over there. So that is what she's trying to distract from that court case and the whole fact that she apparently allegedly tried to pay off the victim so that she could have the case dropped, her husband's case dropped. So Nicki Minaj, I do the smart thing. She have tried to confuse up the whole entire thing and distract people from what is actually happening right now with her husband. If we're not pre the levels, we're more looking at the comments. So that is what is happening right now. Because Nicki Minaj, as I say, she had a whole entire time. Nicki don't fool, you know. Do not think that Nicki fool. Nicki very calculated. This is a girl that is the reason why she debuted how much years later in the rap game. Nicki calculated. Remember, you know, Nicki will have up somebody from how long, and Nicki will wait 5 years until when she ready for drop an album for talk about the person where she can't stand. I saw Nicki Minaj stay. She understands time that, as a sex offender. Thank you very much, Tamika. So Nicki Minaj is very smart. So I do believe that Nicki has her reservations, but Nicki not just now have her reservations. But Nicki understands that, listen, this is how you sway the conversation in a different direction. This is how you distract. She cunning. And I know Nicki Minaj have her sentiments them. Should have her sentiments them long time. But right about her now, her husband can go back to jail. A drama going right now. And in terms of kind of distract from the whole of that, I just share the right now. Confuse the people them. Look over there. A lot of one. And to be honest, I can't wrong her. She married to the man, so I'm sure that she's trying to play a fair part as best as possible. Somebody say you don't think is a distraction. Is really a distraction. Agwan. May I tell you, if you listen, yes, when you understand celebrity world, it make you, if you understand celebrity life and celebrity world, some of the time them you stop stress out yourself over the things what celebrity people do. Because you will mad. A celebrity, a public figure, know how to exploit things. Yes, just like what they go on in America when the whole Shakari thing happened and the girl never followed the rules and America take it and make it into a whole weed issue. But like, oh, how come them legalize weed in the United States? So why them now make Shakari win and them take the Shakari situation and put it on the whole weed conversation and make it look like it's a whole black and white thing and them try to put down black people when it wasn't that. So I'm saying these conversations I saw it go right now. You know, I just saw the system set up. So when Nicki Minaj mentioned that the US media system, they were so happy to take it and put it on a bigger conversation to make a story out of it. And Nicki Minaj know that. She know how the media thing go. She knows how it works. She understands it, which is why she now make the story dead. She won't make the story dead. She will continue playing the part. So you them try to fight her down, them bring down people, and she's going to play that. Because Nicki don't fool. Nicki smart. That may I tell you. But the part of it, as I said, that the media should have focused on is trying to debunk this idea. Because maybe and truly something never really did go so. Maybe she hears so, but Nicki have to careful. You get me? Nicki have to careful about them because something them. Anybody you can come on social media right now and say, boy, you know, some ear say Andrew, I do this and this to people and not really go someone that have no confirmed sources. I can't put that out there. Nicki Minaj, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. But for the rest of people them who Nicki Minaj is following, shut up in the mouth, don't say nothing. Just stay there and smile. Oh God, let me go and check in with some of the comments them right now to hear what you guys are saying. Let me go and look at the comments right now to see what you guys are saying. Lord of His mercy. Somebody says she can't win with the powers that be, though. Yep. She would have stopped if she didn't have a motive. Once people get backlash, they tend to pull back a bit. Yep. She have a child with him and all of that. Yeah, man. So I understand. Yeah. I understand the whole of that as well. Yeah. And if it's one thing with Nicki and Spice have this in common, they are very smart with playing the victim. They are very smart with playing the victim. So if you ever like, you can't play Nicki Minaj come like one of them pitney there. You know them little pitney when you ramp with, and you ramp and you probably have play like a game and you fight and you push them so, and them drop down. Lord of mercy. Why? Nicki Minaj is very good at that. I'm a big fan of Nicki Minaj, but Nicki are gonna make, she know how to make somebody be the bad guy. She needs some curry chicken and dumpling and whatever like that. Yeah, but me love Nicki, but right about now, Nicki, me just want Nicki for just kind of stay for the social media thing. She find out what she need to find out. I want funny, Nicki might actually have the vaccine, take the vaccine already, you know. She might actually take it already, but me just want Nicki for just focus on her pitney. And they come here like, Nicki, man, Nicki, you're queen, you know, man. You just have the baby, but me sure say everything stress her out. The fact that her husband go through this, she have the young baby, she can't perform like how she normally go up on the road and up and down. So everything has stress her. And right about now, who you gonna blame? You gonna blame COVID. You gonna blame COVID for all of your stress because your pump, you're pent up. Coming out like sometimes me there, me a mad too. Sometimes me a mad too, and that is why a lot of entertainers are losing it because you're trying to get back your life, and when you're looking for answers, all you can blame is COVID and the uncertainty. You don't know when it is going to stop. And I'm very well, what I hate is that we're getting to a space now where it is like you're GLP, you're PNP, you're black or you're white, you're vaccinated or not. If you're not, stay over there. So, and everybody just look on the other like, yo, I don't want to be around you. And if you think differently than I do, then clearly you're an idiot. I'm gonna need for in your space. And it is jumping into that type of space now where it's like if it hears somebody is an anti-vaxxer, it's like you can't look on them as a person anymore. And if you're an anti-vaxxer and hear somebody say that they're pro the vaccine, it's like you're like, boy, look how the system really get you. We're jumping into that space right now. You get me? And I am somebody, I'm very much pro I'm very much pro for vaccinations because, as I said back in the day, I'm a science guy. And I am somebody where I prefer to listen to the science because in order to not listen to the science and to the doctors and the health professionals, that means I'm going to just listen to people who have never been trained or qualified to do a job in this discipline. And if I'm going to see it makes sense because I'm not going to go a chef. I'm not going to go to somebody who cook food and tell them, ask them for them expertise on how to build a car. You get me? But that is where we're at right now. We not trust nobody. And I'm like, if we're not trusting the people who have dedicated their lives to working in this industry, then who do we trust? Because before COVID occurred, you went to the doctor. If you get one little bump on your penis or you find one little weird smell on your crotches, you go to the doctor and you trust what they give you and you take your stuff them and you move on. But now, since this entire thing, all of a sudden, doctor health no make no sense. So now I'm just like, it's confusing. And I understand, do your research. Take your time and do your research, but also to understand that, hey, time ago, I have to make a decision. You have to make a decision at some point in time. And if you choose to not get it, don't be upset at people who get it. And if you do get it, do not walk around with this one bag of hate for people who are still hesitant. Because there's a difference between people who are anti-vaxxers and there are people who are vaccine hesitant. Where them just fearful. Them just uncertain, them just afraid. Because many of us have never been around in a pandemic like this. So never they about when smallpox are run down the place and polio. Sometimes I wonder, like, can you imagine if when AIDS did run down the place, if when you did the run, if you did ban, you think when them tell us, boy, go and take this, you think so you that's right? Or when polio just come around, I see him conversation and used to go on, you know, boy, I not take that. Because right about now, me not like, if me did ban in a Bible time, and when Noah come for build the ark, me not ask crack, or maybe not for use ask, me never for use the something there. Back in the day when Noah did the boat, I know I say ark. Because storm go come away, I forgot to take two of each animal. You think me that look and say, I idiot that. I idiot. Me not listen to that. Can me hear so nothing no go so. Nothing no go so. Not a thing no go so. Idiot that man. I must some system I try to come trick we, for come clone we in the ark. Fool, something like that. And that me that walk around and chat say, you know, and you say when the storm come, you see me I try to call Gatch Pro taxi. When the storm comes, me I call on time. Can't get a pickup, palm tree to Noah's Ark. Palm tree, Noah's Ark. Anybody there 5 minutes or less? 5 minutes or less. I would have made that last minute. I'm not ask neither come and know if me did born back in the day when polio did come out and then I give the people them the stuff. Me not jump for take it first. Me probably sit down and I wait till how long. Because I saw some people stay. I saw especially black people stay. We not trust nothing. We not even buy ticket pre-sold. When you have party I go on, we not even trust it because we don't know if rain I go fall, we don't know if you're in the mood. We just I saw we stay. Some of the time we have to get forced. Even we not like get forced, you know. But some of the time then we have to get forced. But we not like feel it because anytime you start force something down, people will feel say the system. You know how much time my mother used to force and I give me vegetable for even if I want to eat a vegetable. And when me get older now, I realize, I say, boy, oh boy, now me understand. That's why I probably live like a long lot of mercy. That's why I'm not 60K every minute. But them time there, me just sit tired out. You don't want to feel like anybody is forcing you and I tell you say something good for you. You want to feel like you know, say good for yourself. So I understand that people go through that. Especially when you have my decision to take the COVID, to take the vaccine, it wasn't even because of the politicians. No. How me in a particular is when I have actually a close friend who was very much like, yo, me not take that, me not trust nothing. And when me not hear from him, me not hear from him in how long, and me decide to call him. And when me call him, he might tell me, say, boy, you know, me did sick from what day. Some say, what you mean sick? Oh, and he must say, boy, you know, get the thing in a ray, and he must say, boy, it did wicked, it lick him down bad. And when me hear him, who did so much against it, when me hear him, I say, boy, it did really lick him down bad. He must say, Jano Star, him going and him see some people and make it out. And he must say, when me hear him say that, I must say, all right then. And him tell me, say, yo, listen, me know you not take it yet, go on, go do the do. I'm say, boy, you know what? Me I go do it. Me I go do it. Is when he said that when I decided to me I go do it. But as I said, I understand people who are hesitant. I try to respect people who are anti the vaccine because there have been a lot of things that have happened in the past, especially against like black people and stuff like that. So I can understand how people just feel say the system is always out to get them on something in a something. But at the end of the day, I am somebody who understands that life is a risk. And everything comes with a risk. All when you take Panadol, you know, so one of the symptoms is that you might sleepy. When you watch like a foreign commercial, them and them talk about, oh my God, take this for your period, take this for that. Them give you 1 minute of side effects, and you have to weigh certain things and be like, all right, then, do I want to take this? Can I deal with these side effects? Does it make sense right now? You have to take that risk. And if your risk fail, and you drop down, I just saw it go. But I saw me feel with this entire thing. But as I say, I would encourage you to do the research, even though nobody not really done the research. Because really and truly, if at this point in time you still say you want the research, you just want more information for tell you say not for take it. If we be honest, when you do the research, are you going into a lab for go touch somebody blood and go, you're not a doctor. You not do that. But what I want people to do now, especially the people them who are anti, is to start research everything. So research everything. When you got a doctor, for every fever, everything, research every pill, every single thing where you take, research. Keep that same energy. You get me? That's all I have to say. But I think now I want to jump into my next topic. And my next topic is going to be about this artist, Lord of Mercy. I don't know if I already have them conversation here. It's going to be about Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, he dropped his brand new his debut album. It's called Montero. That's the artist's name. And boy oh boy, he did an entire promotional campaign that surrounded him giving birth to his album. And he had a whole entire prosthetic belly and the whole entire thing, and it was quite a thing. It was quite a thing that Lil Nas X did. It was quite a thing. It was quite a moment. And I think I want to hear from you guys, like how you felt about the rollout of the album. Once again, if you want to join the conversation, you can feel free to message me. Not message me, to click the link. It's in the chat. You can message me and we can, have some sort of conversation. Somebody say, I feel ashamed as a woman. Oh, hold on. Claudine said, have I seen the video? Yeah, I saw all the videos. Bear in mind, let me just say this thing. When Lil Nas X came on the scene and him he did Old Town Road, I was just like, I never understood him as an artist, but it was like, okay, Old Town Road, song one good, it was annoying. But I still like the song. Then he revealed that, he's gay, and the whole theatrics and everything. For me, these things don't surprise me because I understand artists. A long time I watch MTV from Madonna days and the whole antics, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, and the whole theatrics. I always understand. So there's always a one artist like that who does the whole excitement, the whole shebang. So, but what was different was that it was the first time like seeing a black gay artist do the same thing that I guess straight people do. And so that is what was very I think that was very different, and it's something that I understood it would make a lot of people uncomfortable. It would make a lot of people uncomfortable because when I look at Lil Nas X stuff, I cannot think about my grandmother or even older people like looking at this and trying to make sense of it, because it's just going to seem so ridiculous and it's going to seem like too much. But where I stand on the whole entire thing, I don't know if I'm like a fan, like a big fan as yet, because I don't really get the music as much. But like he does do pretty good songs, and he does put a lot of work and effort into his visuals, and I can appreciate that. Like I like the artistry of it all. Now, what he represents in terms of him, putting himself as a LGBT black, LGBT artist out there and putting that as on the forefront, it's understandably, as I said before, it will make a lot of people uncomfortable. I don't think anybody is prepared to see that. I had to look at it and even look at my own entire bias and say that this is crazy. That that there's a reason why when we see images of women and women, like women and girl action, there's a certain reason why it doesn't bring the same hatred and the same discomfort. And it's really because we've seen a lot of visuals of that. So it became like, oh, this is not really that special. You get me? When me look up at them, you start sneak and I watch Girls Gone Wild. When the two girls, them like, man, they might get the girl them a little money for go make out with each other. And from a little pit, it never felt weird. And I've always just, always just like seeing nothing. Cause girl is weird. Girl, girl and girl just weird. Girl is sit down and feed each other cake and lap up in a bus and weird. But you don't see men engaging like that. None at all. And there's something especially will be very uncomfortable with seeing a black male like that because you'll see a white artist. And when you see a white artist go on, so you're like, yeah man, you kind of white people, you feel like, yeah, the whole of them just but you don't think about that will male artists. And for my thing is that this moment 10 years from now, Lil Nas X right now, it's not going to be special. It's not going to be that interesting. He's not interesting. It's not going to be that special. But for right now, nobody has ever seen nothing like that. I watched this video. Can somebody tell me what's the name of his video that he did? Because I can't remember it right now. Hold on, because I was just listening to the album. It named That's What I Want. I'm gonna say, all right then. I think I've seen enough Lil Nas X right now. I don't think him can surprise me. And then again, him surprise me with this That's What I Want music video. Listen. I was having a conversation with a couple of friends, and I had to. What is very weird because I'm a Gemini, right? I have very two types of thinking. With everything, I can be very smart, very articulate, very calculated, and I can be very dark and very ignorant. So there are two brains, because that's why I can sort of have balanced conversations. Because I can think and put on my little UE articulate hat and I can see these type of things because I'm a literature person. And I'm very big about like imagery and visuals and the art and allowing the art to speak. And everybody brings about their art differently. No, it's very easy for me to say like him don't need for the whole of that. Why you can't just like hide who you are? Why you can't just be a gay artist and then do a song and kiss one woman in there? why you can't just be an artist and just sit down and do it like Sam Smith did do? Remember when Sam Smith did come out? When Sam Smith did do his first album, Sam Smith would have just sing. And he would have other people just doing stuff. Sam Smith would have sit in one little room and him have other people act out the song. And that is it. That is how you see Sam Smith. When Sam Smith was just there, Sam Smith just did here, and it's like he would have like other people. But then the question is that fair as an artist? Like as an artist, if you do have heterosexual people who, if they're singing about love, sugar, if you are a gay male artist, then you do not have the same allowance to represent your story. No, I had to also look at the fact and say Lil Nas X is a rapper, so right there and then the thing done grime it differently. Think about Cardi B. Remember when Nicki Minaj put out Anaconda, the whole internet did a thing, said Jesus Christ, why you have so much body in one video? And I was just like, you've never seen like a black woman's ass? I know, say like I just saw it be thanging. Like, why is this surprising? The whole America, oh my god, all of these booty in a video. Me like, yeah, this is how black girls look. And so now we're at this space where I had to be trying to think and just trying to look and say, all right, then that is that he's a rap artist. So when you look at a rap artist video, a rapper would be singing about changing him tire. You're going to have 40 a different big body, big breast girl in the video a shake up right throughout it. It no matter what the song is about. Him could have sing about world peace. Him gonna have some thick body girl just in there cock up themselves and a shake. So when you put on this and say you have a black rapper, you're like, all right, then take that and make it gay. You realize that you're going to have a different scenario. So you're going to have a rapper in the middle of it now. It's not going to be like some big body, like girl. It's going to be men doing that because that is his story. Right there, it will make everybody uncomfortable. But if you are able to understand art and music and stuff, then you can separate and say, all right, this is not for me. Maybe the visuals is not for me, but I can appreciate the artist, or I can appreciate the artist, but not his imagery. I don't like that. That's where I stand on it. Barry, oh, some of them look at the comment. Somebody said, Barry, could it also be generational issue in that it is getting okay to portray art in this manner? Let me give you a story. Let me tell you something about me. I'm a literature person. I remember when I was in 8th grade, they gave us a story and they said that the story was Crossroads at Midnight, 8th grade. That was the title, and you should write a story with that. We were like 13, 14 years old. No, everyone in my class wrote a story about, oh my God, I went to Disney World, or I went to spend time with my grandma. One nice little story. I wrote my story. When I was in the class, I remembered my teacher, I give out the results now, and she give out the paper. She called from like lowest to highest. And I realized she called out everybody's name. Then it was down to 2 people. And me, I like, oh, I'm gonna get my paper. So me, I said, but me not that bright. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not that bright. She hands another person the paper, and then she has 1 paper in her hand. And then she says, Barry, you got the highest in the class. And then she proceeds to talk about me and like how good that this story was. And she was just like in awe of the story that I wrote, because she said they have flashback technique and all of these things. So everybody write about their favorite vacation and like going to grandma, and like they got them meet them favorite artists. Crossroads at Midnight. I wrote a story about prostitution. About a single mother who was, she had hard times, and she decided to go into Crossroads one night and just go hustle her body. And while she was at Crossroads, she came across a client, a man. He was a business owner, and she thought he was pretty friendly. She went out with him, and the story ended where the grandma, the woman's mother, how did it go? Yeah, the prostitute. Or the woman, the prostitute, she was going to see the man, so she gave her kid to her mother and said, keep my daughter for the weekend and bring her back Monday morning so I can carry her to school, right? While she do her hustling. So the Monday morning when the mother opened the door with her daughter, when the grandmother came in and opened the door with her daughter, she found the mother's lifeless body on the floor. Like, I saw the story did end. I can't remember where it go. But it was this whole entire thing. I wanted the line them did have in there. Say after the screaming and the moaning had come to an end, her lifeless body laid down on a pool of blood. It was one whole entire thing. My teacher took me one side and asked me if everything was okay at home and all of these things, because why did I have to take the story there? And maybe something did wrong with me. And for me, when I think about art, I was just like, I don't want to be basic. I was in 8th grade. I looked at stories. I watched The View. I would have watched conversations. And I realized like, these conversations were going on. And I wanted to tell a bigger story and a bigger picture. I didn't want to be thought-provoking and all of these things. But in 8th grade, nobody, and I remember everybody thought it was very weird. And at that time, I stopped it. Like, I just stopped writing. And so when I see people do their art, there's a very easy thing to say, be basic. And when you live in Jamaica, it is very easy for you to limit yourself. There are people here with a love for dress up in a one scandal bag and go to a road. But when you go in a half a tree, everybody have the same exact sense of fashion. The man them dress the same way, the woman them. If you're going to New Kingston and watch a girl them come from work, everybody have the same uniform. And Lil Nas X right now is not doing anything that is out of the ordinary when I think about pop artists. Miley Cyrus, Britney Spears, to all of them, they have them broke out stage and just like, it's the Chloe right now, like, hey, this is me, this is my body, this is my sexuality. Oh, let me do this. And then you watch 4 years pass down the line, them past that. Because them grew up out of that, and then them figure say, okay, let me do something more meaningful. You watch Lady Gaga, she stopped the whole meat dress thing. And so for my thing, I'm just like, Lord of mercy. He's doing the whole, hey, look at me, here I am, attention phase. That's not it. But when it comes to seeing a gay male artist, a gay black male artist, I'm very understanding that it is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. You get me? But when you feel uncomfortable, you have to understand why. Look at, are you comfortable seeing lesbians in the same vein? Why does this make you more upset? You get me? You have to ask yourself these questions and wonder like, okay, can I appreciate the music? And then kind of be like, well, maybe the videos we need for kind of low out, but like you have to have these conversations. You get me, with yourself and try to understand your own biases and what you're comfortable and not comfortable with. Okay, let me go and add Momo to the live. Lord of mercy. Hey Momo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What a lot of people don't understand is that he's an artist and he has a team. What if, remember, you're a creative person, you're in this business, right? You have a team, you have a manager, you have someone saying to you, hey, because I think whatever they were trying to accomplish, they accomplished it. Look, you're talking about him, right? And maybe a lot of people on this live maybe has never heard of him, or maybe just hear of him but don't know about him. So what it does is expand his horizon and have more people going. Even if the people be like, yo, you hear about that youth here? Let me go look upon him. You get what I'm saying? It's what it,
the shock factor and
yes, they achieved whatever they were intended, it was achieved, because you have a lot of people talking, right? Might not have great songs, right? And we've seen this in the past, as you talk about Nicki Minaj on the kind of video. Remember, it broke the internet. No,
yes, people thought that was. No, we're seeing Megan Thee Stallion ass and stuff like, you're like, yeah, like Cardi B, like, yeah.
Right. So what a lot of people don't know, there's a team, right? Maybe some of the ideas, some of the things he's done wasn't his idea. Maybe it was his manager say, hey, right, what we can do, to make this a shock factor. Black rapper. Oh, let us get into it. Let's push the grain. Push against the grain. Let's see what will happen. Well, everybody's talking. Okay, we want you to. I think what he did with the prosthetic belly was brilliant. It was brilliant.
It was amazing.
If you take your bias away and look at the nuance and everything, you'll be like, oh wow. Because remember, it's his first debut album. It's his first album, right? And the thing of the baby coming, the baby, which is the belly, signify the process of making the album. And then I think a couple days ago, before he dropped the video, he put out a little thing on Instagram like, oh, it's coming. Yeah, that means that the album is about to drop. I think that was brilliant. If you're as a creative person, if you look into it, you'll be like, oh wow, I didn't think of that. So what he's doing is getting people talking. And we've seen that before, Lady Gaga, Nicki. We've seen that before, but what we haven't seen it is from a black man. Because as you said before, 5-10 years from now, it wouldn't be the norm. It'd be normal. Everybody will be doing it. And you know what everyone would be saying? Oh, he was the pioneer of this movement.
Yeah, because Mr. Like we've seen different things that we call it. It's like in Jamaica when even oral was like a whole conversation. Because I was so seeing what going in America, and I realized I never understood why it was like Jesus people are lose them job, nobody not eat from nobody because the girl that do this so now go make sure talking in my face. And I remember being very young and be like, that's weird because in America or wherever, like nobody gives like that's what you do. Like, okay, I don't like no one cares.
Remember, it's a culture.
And then you look on it, no
culture. Yes, it was the culture at that time.
Yeah, but people forget the culture is ever evolving. You get me? Because one time it was a culture for black people to be slaves. You get me? It's no longer like that. One time it was a culture for woman just stay home and just take care of man. Every single, like take care of man needs and she just give up for her own. But culture doesn't say culture changes, but we all don't like when culture changes because when it changes, it means that sometimes we get older and we're going to get displaced or we get lost in the stars. but culture has
But
always
whether
changed.
but whether or not we like it, whether or not we accept the change, it's still evolving. It's evolved. Whether you go is either you go with it or you get left behind. That's it. That
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
it is.
yeah. So with him, I people forget to say it's also a business. And when I think about it, to me say in 2021,
Hmm.
back in the 80s, you get me?
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, the internet they kind of get a little problem. But me I say
Yes,
like
I
back in the
realize.
yeah, like back in the day, as I say, you didn't need for
Hmm.
you could have just sing. People don't need for see you. You could have just hear your
Hmm.
voice and you're one big artist. No, people want to see you every day. People want to know who you're doing. People want to know where you eat.
Hmm.
You have to do a lot
Hmm.
more. And because the attention span for people is constantly going like this, you have to find a way
Hmm.
for grab them. Because just like when you have your Instagram and you scroll, if something don't catch your eye good enough, you scroll past it,
You just keep
you
scrolling.
don't even
Yep.
remember if you like it. I'll skip past something.
Hmm.
So right now, people will be cussing. But may I say, for the music part of it, it's not just good music. No, you have whole heap of talented musicians. But you have to
Hmm.
know, think and say how we can grab attention. When somebody walk out a road, there's a reason why when you see somebody here color pink or purple or now a mohawk, you turn around and look on the person there. Because that is what you have to do as an artist. So when I think about it, may I say, yo, even though what people might not do that as an artist, I can understand to be a pop artist, you might go for these things as
Hmm.
shock factor, but shock factor can only last for so much and no more.
So okay, that is why
So
I'm
long
saying.
and no more.
And so I can guarantee you within
Remember
the next
Spice?
3 to 4 weeks, you remember in the 3 to 4 weeks, we will be talking about someone else. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Remember Spice when
Hmm.
Spice do our little stuff them till right now. When Spice posts up some now,
Hmm.
people could kind of say, "Oh, I'm music video that." Because now them know the
Hmm.
little Spice way. No, if Spice posts something and say, right now, me in a jail, people are looking at her like, yeah, man, just drop the video already. And the same thing.
Hmm.
So, like over time, people understand the gimmicky next. But my thing is that if you completely hate Lil Nas or whatever, that's you're okay and you're right, especially if you might be
Hmm.
homophobic. And that is and that is cool if that's it. But if you can appreciate and say, all right, then take that aside. The promotion was well executed. That the little
Yes.
idea, whether or not we can say,
Yes.
all right, then the collective thing as a team, okay. Him have good produced music videos. You can say, well, him
Yes.
tell a little story, him understand the whole trips right there. So all right, I can give that. I can keep a little
Hmm.
bias on one side.
That's true. But then at the end of the day, remember it's a business. He has a business. There's a team around him. They don't care. They don't care about what me and you have to say, right? Once it is bringing in revenue, they are going to go against the grade. Because if just the whole execution of everything, you know that he is very solid, and everything that they had intended to do, they've done that.
Yeah. When you think about an artist breaking in the space, people think about what is the establishing factor. What is your when you think and you have one artist, you think, what do you represent? That is how you bring in people. You get me? So you have somebody just like when Sean Paul doing first album. Sean Paul first album was in big international album, Dirty Rock,
Yes.
very Jamaican.
Mm.
After that, Sean Paul
Very.
stopped. After that, Sean Paul stop Jamaica every minute because when you think of this artist, you're gonna say, all right, then how do I package him? What is him standout factor? Him Jamaicanness. When
Hmm.
Rihanna first album, Caribbean
Yes,
Girl. You find a thing
girl,
there. Lil
that's
Nas
true.
X. Him could just come out as a regular rapper.
Yes.
Him could have probably dead here and him team recognize him gay and him team like, sir, why? So
Where?
you're gonna sit up
Yes,
on this like
yes. That's
this
what I.
a big business.
That
So
is
he
what
could
I'm
so he
saying.
like I mean I said people will be there like he could pretty much be gay from a long time, but they're like, yo, you know much people
How
you
can
reach,
we
you know.
market it?
Listen,
How can we market it this so we can
right.
make a
I saw it's there.
profit?
Right about now, if you have one pain in your story, somebody say, if you tell your manager one story and say, boy, you know, when I did younger, my mother used to
Hmm.
take one Dutch pot and beat me. Somebody come and say, boy, Momo, you could have write one book, you know. You can talk about the
Hmm.
pain. Talk about your pain, you can come on Oprah. And people have to understand that. So it can seem like this big marketing thing. Same thing with Lizzo. People don't come and say, yo, the fact that you know your body, your weight, and you're being body positive and plus size girl, this is your thing. You have so much artists out there. What is your special standout factor for kind of breaking now? You have to find a message there where you're clutch pan right now. That is how America work. The same thing with Shakari. How Shakari blew up, them find the thing say, yo, this dark girl and her should lose her mother and should triumph. And then the system break her down because of the whole weed something there. So people not even them even remember say Shakari probably not have no manners and should have stopped there, you know. Because the thing is
That's
like
true.
this black girl will lose her mother and them a fight against her over the little weed. And I saw them brand her. That is why she can't blow up. So everything for do with not her ability on the track.
Yeah, that's true. And that is what sells. That is
what sells.
The talent doesn't sell, right? Duttyberry, I know a lot of people only remember Lady Gaga. It's because of only because of the way she used to dress. Not a lot of people know a lot of Lady Gaga song, and Lady Gaga is a wonderful musician.
Lady Gaga, big
right?
artist, yeah.
Big artist.
But if you ask most people, that is what stands in their brain. Yeah.
And that is what is, I think, maybe is like, I'm talking short term. People be like, that gay guy, Lil Nas X, you talking? Yeah, that black gay guy, that black gay rapper, right? Which I think it does a lot of disservice in the long run, right? Because he does good music. I listen to some of them. Yeah.
You know? I think I'm gonna continue with this, like moving forward. Because as I say, like I've seen
because you have to evolve. You have to evolve.
And when they think about it, they think about the age, the artist, the music Beyonce did put out when she did 19. It's not the music she put out now. Every artist, it's like you also have to think about that. When you're 22, you think about sex club, go party. Like when you think most artists, and then look for Assassin when Assassin started, look for Assassin music now. It more grown, it different.
His name is No,
Agent Sasko.
There's a name change. Agent Sasko.
When Assassin, you know, so when I think about artists like that, I also have to just remember say, yo, that's the growth. Like, you know, right now, you want your artist to grow. You don't want your artist them. So like he's going to go through that. But for right now, every artist got through the establishing thing. What is it? If right now, if Popcorn go bust in America, we're probably sure saying probably gonna go along the line if go along the weed thing. The Jamaica weeded youth, like if him go along the line there, and that gonna be him like a thing where people say, yeah man, Ray, like at this so it gonna go.
But Duttyberry, as we said before, it has been happening, right?
Yeah.
Someone mentioned like a couple months ago, when the Lizzo music came out, right? I remember someone was telling me that I was like, what the whole outrage is about, and the person tell me that when there was a music photo or either album cover or something that Little Kim put out, and she was almost canceled for that photo. I don't remember. I know you remember that photo. The
one that one?
Yes.
Okay.
She was in quote unquote canceled because of it. I know that is one of the greatest album cover or the greatest music video cover.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So that is going to be Lil Nas X thing. Like he's going to be and for me, here's my thing. Everyone deserves to see themselves or deserves representation. And I mean, this is some people on here like, and it's okay if it make you uncomfortable and you hate it, but nobody is used to seeing representation. You get me?
True.
There was a time where black people never did on TV. And best believe when black people, best believe that when black people they start up on TV, people them for talk about why them start to put them in. Why? Because remember one time, you know, you have one show and appear white people, and then all of a sudden they put in a little one black person in there, where like the helper, and then put a little one black character. You're like,
are the really? You know,
they just put on like a black person in there so it don't look bad. And what is happening right now? They're doing the same thing with gay people. You get me? But it feels weird. They're doing the same. they're doing the same thing with gay people, and then but to a lot of persons, it seemed like why them a fling everything in their face. But you have to understand and say, this is where it'll come from. And more representation is going to continue happening. Because when you're looking at the world, if you go into an office, you're going to have all of this diversity. You're going to have lesbians, you're going to have straight people, you're going to have people who Asian, you're going to have fat, you're going to have skinny. But like usually you don't have representation. So even if you were supposed to do a new Cinderella movie and you put in a Lizzo in there, immediately that's going to start to create one whole entire pandemonium. Because you're like, you're going to have a plus size princess, you're going to make Snow White plus size, immediately that throw off people. Because you don't see them something there. Usually you see the little slim something there. So you have to look on things and understand, say, yo, why you're uncomfortable? Because you've never seen it, but just know, say, at the say it come from. Nobody has ever witnessed like where we're at as a society in terms of inclusion. Nobody's used to seeing all of that. And so when we hear people
and
like
there's a narrative.
Yeah.
There's a narrative that a lot of I think parents are a lot of people are saying that, oh, he's negatively influencing kids. One, if you're a parent and your child is getting information, all this information from Lil Nas X, that says a lot about you as a parent.
Listen, this no do nothing to the kids if they never did a breakdown. Come here, tell you.
My point exactly.
Listen, I
Because
used to
guess
go
what?
home and when my father have him look up. Oh, my father now watch this. My father must not even know. My father did have one whole porn collection. Big something the hose volume 1 to something there that mean just kind of you look up in your reach and you fast. You see
HBO
every day.
at midnight.
Listen, wait, me say I sit down and listen. I never do nothing. I never have no sex or nothing until I must reach in college. Let me come tell you that. I never broke up. I never do no. I consume the whole of them dirty content there. The whole of them something there. Nothing. You know, wouldn't know blues like me. Channel 22.
Yep. No, Dr. Barry, let me tell you something that happened with us. You know, when we used to be younger, we used to watch Monday Night Raw, right?
Yes.
The wrestling, right? However, on Monday night, Family Guy came on.
Before
right?
South
And
Park.
yes, and my mother used to say we couldn't watch Family Guy, right? So what we would do is we would, we're gonna watch wrestling. And when my mother gone out in room, we turn on back Family Guy. And
Yes.
if anybody go and check Family Guy is not for kids. But guess what? We couldn't miss a day episode of Family Guy.
Me use some bad pan with something name. With the remote something name Flashback. Flashback, so like you watch it and then you put it, make it look like it on Disney. So when your mother come, you just flash it back, you just cut it back quick.
Yes.
The previous channel, the previous last channel or something.
Yes.
Listen, I did bad pan that. One time my mother catch me. One time my mother go back on last channel and catch me. Somebody learn and so when you go back, you just go on another channel for just throw her off. So
another channel and just throw her off.
Listen. But I never. So when people come talk about it and then people forget, like kids nowadays, they're very smart. I think people are thinking that kids are back in the day. I heard a conversation.
Back in the day, yes.
I had a conversation and listen to my brother. This was years ago. My brother did engage with some him there message something and some girl for link him area. Me I say yo wagwan. And at the two girl and me I say, yo, the girl I think him in school like in a 9th grade and the girl was in a 7th grade and me just I said, wow, go on, where you after the poor girl and Jesus P man, just load them alone, but them just stuck up them book, load them alone. Because me I said my brother I'm in a 9th grade, I must be the drunk row. My brother is like, no, my brother showed me the message where the 7th grade girls were just like, oh, him so boring. Him can't wait until when him family member when his mother left from the yard for invite them over, or them can do threesome or something there. 7th grade and they're just like, and it's not like and that is something that them aware of. So I mean, when we think about it, I say you can imagine how the mother brother I said, why? Me I wait for have the talk with my daughter. Because my poor daughter and know them because something I mean the kids them it not special, the kids them know what is
but that
a
is
gay person,
why.
a lesbian, them know like it not special to them. They're like, oh, the gay the lesbian girl, like
But
okay.
that is why you as a parent you need to sit down and have these conversation with your kids. rather than having them go out there because them are go to school, and people are gonna talk about it. Me and you know that them are gonna talk, and in this day and age where information is at the tip of your finger, they are going out there to do their own research, right?
Yeah.
So I think right now, and not only that, we as Jamaican, we come up with this. We have this attitude, which a lot of people are diverting from. But we say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, them are picnics, so certain things them should know. No, talk to them and let
Talk.
them
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know why? Don't talk about the picnic too inquisitive. No, you need them to
True.
be inquisitive. Arm them, give them that information so they know go out a road and go get it from their friends. Because guess what are gonna happen? No, you couldn't bad blood. My granny would I say you couldn't bad blood. They're going to go out there and do what you have to do what they want to do. So you as a parent need to just say, listen, come in and let them have this great appreciation. Open a door, right, where they can come to you and ask you about certain things, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, when me not know about you, but when me grew up, I could not even tell my mother. I couldn't say certain things to my mother, right? And I realized that that was really bad. It affected me when I got older, right?
Yeah.
And I said,
And
if I get a child, I would not do that. You have to create a space, right? Keeping
yeah.
that parent-child relationship, respectfully. We're not talking about going overboard and become friendly, but create that type of space that they can come and have certain conversation. It can eliminate them going out there doing their own research.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that. And my thing as well is to not, you have to be very careful not projecting your fears onto your children. So there are a lot of
Yes.
things, and you have to raise your child not for the culture that you grew up in, but you have to raise a child for the society that exists now. Because just like
Yep.
how the education system, them them teach you a particular way, and then when you left from universities, like how you function, because they're not, a lot of the course them not equip you in how to actually function right now. So listen, you have a child. You can't pretend say you want to pretend that the child create a world where the child is oblivious that there are gay people, so,
Mhm.
or that there are other religions and all of these things. You have to prepare that child like, yo, these things exist. And I know a lot of parents is like, you think that if you block off everything, like maybe, yeah, me alone, the child not have one whole entire world out there that they'll recognize, like, yo, there are so many different types of people and people who don't think like you. And what you should teach your child is to critically think, how to understand differences. Like, I developed that at UE, and me, I wish I got that when I was younger. Remember when I come at UE and me
True.
hear like all there was the Haitian group. When me go there, all me hear from my family and certain people, but people from Haiti, all kind of thing, and them are wicked
Mhm.
and all kind of something. And I remember one day there was a club, and they were, clubs normally have little treats and them I give stuff and whatever up at UE, and them have
Yes.
the soup. And
Mhm.
then I remember everybody collect little soup, and then it's like, oh, walk off now, and then somebody pass and say, see the Haiti club that I give it the something, throw the soup same time, I throw away the
Really?
soup. Yes, because of that same fear, like me, like, God have mercy. And I remember afterwards, no, the person, one of the Haitians, them saw me and looking at my eye, and then I remember afterwards, me, I said, boy, I can't believe, because I pride myself on being very open-minded and very knowledgeable and understanding of things. And I remember somebody stereotyped Jamaica, and I liked it because I, I remember somebody
Mhm.
stereotyped Jamaica and do some little stuff. And I was just like, yeah, why would you think so the whole always stay exactly like that? And I got vexed, and then I remember the moment with me with this Haitian person, and I was just like, oh my God, this is what it feels like on the other side. And that is when I started to just like, I actually went to have conversations to find out that same stuff when me hear say somebody was atheist. I did have one whole thing
Mhm.
in my head. One youth did the 80s and him tattoo up. And me, I said, boy, the boy walk around and probably drink blood. I must devil and because I know I saw your ear. Anybody like, oh, who said they don't believe in a God. You're like, you must some Satan, something they stay far. Whoa, whoa. When I tell you that person was the most genuine, kind-hearted person, more than enough for the Christian friend. When I believe, like in my mind, me I say, you actually kind. Me see one person did like the one person that walk around and a beg for like fear, and the person saying like, okay, follow me, go on ATM, draw almost a $500 and give the woman who did that beg for money. I mean, I look at me and say, why I feel like, you know, and I had to check my own biases and these same things, and even when but I realized a lot of parents. I even saw at a school there was a youth there, and the youth, I guess him, they probably effeminate. And I remember like, but you know, little pitney, I just little pitney, so I walk around the place. And I remember the mother,
True.
and there was a father come, not chat to them, because I'm gonna probably try for rape you off and them something there. And the pitney probably in about grade 4 or grade 3, just a mind them bit. And I realized, but for parents, they are thinking, say, yo, all right, if my son or my daughter is treats this person as a regular human, then maybe they're gonna try to change them and bring them in or whatever like that, without realizing that this generation, not that special to them. They're just like, all right, that's the lesbian girl over there, so that's him over there, so, and then we come in and be like, yo, you're good, all right, and gone. Don't care. But I realize that the older generation now, the fear in your mind is like, Lord of mercy, all you see is that they're gonna turn one whole entire Lil Nas X, without realizing that the young generation right now, them have all of these things, and them don't business. It's not that special.
Remember, we had a stereotype about having tattoo.
Oh yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah.
stereotype? Let me tell you something that happened to me. When I first got to the United States, and I met someone, and they walked up to me, tattoo sleeve long, and they said, "Oh, this is the manager." And I remember my Jamaican reaction was, "I'm a really manager?"
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a Jamaican reaction. And everyone looked at me,
Ha,
right?
in a
And was
Jamaica, you
like,
never they go see that.
oh my God, I didn't know the gravity of what I said, right? And I remember it's funny, it was a Haitian girl pulled me aside and
Mm.
said, "You're Jamaican?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "What?" And she was like, "Oh, I know we're culture different and whatever, but um you cannot stereotype people." I was like, oh wow, I didn't know it was gonna be, this big thing. And I remember the same job, um, um, somebody big passed by, and like literally, I was working in a clothing store, and there was a big size lady, and she said that she was there, and I literally said to her that this too small for you. You need
Mm-hmm.
something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady reported me, but I was like naive. I wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
educated, yeah, at that time. And I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of things that I need to unlearn, and go back in and relearn everything, because there's a lot of things we do in Jamaica that is not acceptable anywhere in
Yeah, hold
America.
on.
Sorry, yeah.
Want talk to two comment. Somebody, hold on. Thanks, doing for commenting. If children are not influenced by entertainers, why is it that every rapper raps about killing and shooting? Why every female artist getting more and more naked? Well, is
Because
remember before we
that's what
born, we didn't know what the
sells.
sex sells,
Market
and and
marketing,
there's
that's what sells.
and there's a reason why. Just like I always say, like, and every genre has a personality, which is why when coffee
Mm-hmm.
comes out and coffee does not fall into that female sex selling thing, it seems like, yo, why is this happening? Shouldn't make no sense. Why are you a woman? I'm not saying that like a pony printer, because there is a certain personality that is attached to a lot of these genres, and there are a lot of artists right now, dancehall artists, where the idea of being a good dancehall artist, where you get straight A's, you did well, you're well spoken, you grew up in a one household where you have your
A
mother, your
good home,
father,
a good old
is
soul.
that
Yeah.
don't seem very marketable, because weirdly enough is that it comes with a certain personality. So you even have good artists, when them boss, them feel like them need to take on the personality, because it feel like I saw it done set already. You get me?
However, if you listen to many genre of music, the message is same across the board. I fell in love with country music, and one day someone introduced me to this country artist, And I said the only difference between the difference between a Spice and the person was that they were singing country and Spice sing dancehall. That was the
Mm.
only difference.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
message across the board is the same. But for the person who said about, said about that is what sells. It's marketing.
Yeah.
If you did, I did a little bit of marketing in UTech when I was there. Listen, it is what sells. You put what
You
off
send,
you
you send
throw
them guys
something
thing.
out. Yes,
Listen,
right,
there's an
and
audience. Mhm. You send an
yeah,
artist
and you
casting
go
right
out
now, and if the
see.
artist not have if the artist come on the stage and not have the yo 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 something, then go up the two
Yo,
star.
the buzz, it not gonna work. It
But and
will
then
not
interestingly
work.
enough, that's what interesting enough as a teenager, that's what they, as you rightfully said, doing. If children can be influenced now, but when I say like if you have the foundation, because I'm one of them people there, you will hear some of the bad man song them. I mean, I tell you, me not live no bad man life, but I recognize that the music me can feel like because me like this is like me see it as like a
But
character.
you're not alone. You're not
And the whole
alone.
heap of
That's all
people.
of
And
us.
when me had a little pitney, me dey have some friends where the whole of them, the girl them are virgin. And when them a sit down, or them a sit down and a ride on the something, you couldn't believe that the same girl them a get 90%. You would not believe that them sing it,
Yes.
but then that is what comes with like the foundation. Because like so like, oh, this not make sense. Like you understand saying that in real life you can't take it. But as I said, that there are some students and there are some children that because of they don't have that foundation in terms of conversations with their parents, and when them go home, they must say a certain thing reinforce. When them hear the music, they might internalize the music, but like, oh, this is a support. When we say I go on, so people might go with it. So maybe that is there. So, but I say for the vast majority, it really
Yes.
does not really influence, but people look on it as a personality. So when you hear a song, you say, all right, then there's some Skettle Brookout song. When you hear a certain thing, you feel like, whoa, you ain't done. You hear
Yes.
a little vibe, and you could have been the church deacon. You might hear one little song and say, "Mana banga banga bang," and all of a sudden you feel like you bad. And when the song done, you go home and you take up a little minutes and you read a little quarterly, and then that is that is it.
Look up
Um,
what's the new one, the intense song, the Yahoo Boys.
Yahoo
I
boys,
know, business owners, entrepreneurs.
yeah,
Every time I go on Instagram, I that them a play.
yeah. But
That's
funny
the
enough,
song
that's what
that
you
is
want. So
going
like
on.
kids, this is just like when they're on little pitney. And little pitney, you cuss
Mm,
one bad word and you could attack everything about the pitney, just hear the bad word. The little bit,
the
all
what?
them
Yes.
just catch it. Even
Mm-hmm.
if them don't take on that as them life, pitney just love the excitement. The same reason why we did want to watch Family Guy and the South Park and the stuff
Mm-hmm.
them like that. So kids always look for like they look out at it, but that don't mean that them really take on all of that. So like
That's
just
true.
as children, them just think and say, "Ooh, this look funny, this look really weird." Them look and I be like, "Okay," and then gone back about them business. So that happens.
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
say,
true.
Rudy says our society sees everything as normal, so we expose our children to this thing called nasty behavior, and whoever goes against it are cancelled. Um,
Hmm. Ah,
I don't know.
as you said, it goes right back to the home. It goes straight back to the home, right? Because your kids will always be exposed to. Listen, there's a report that just came out
Mhm.
about Instagram that list Instagram was engineered to make young girls feel bad about themselves. Literally came out a couple days ago. People can go and research it, right? The social media is geared towards showing people a fantasy or something,
Yeah,
let you feel bad in yourself. But if you don't have that personality, if you weren't built, strong in your mental to say, hey, this is just social media, then you're
yeah,
gonna
you get
you're
lost.
gonna fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me, I
you're
try
gonna be lost.
our society see everything as normal. Me, it's becoming very deep. So I'm just like, what is normal? Because what is normal
That
to
is
you
it.
might not be normal to me.
My point exactly.
And
And then
so you have to,
it's all about context. It's all about context, right? Because or normal can be somebody else's abnormal. There's people
yeah,
in this world. When you tell them, oh, you eat chicken, they be like, what? You eat chicken? Right.
Yeah,
You
come
get
used
what
to
I'm
used to make
saying?
fun of
There's
some people over in Asia eat some things and they're like, but you know, I'm to cow tongue and cow foot. I mean, I
yes,
never realized
yes.
how weird. I never realized how weird it was until somebody draped me up like that. Me, I'm like, oh, I never looked at cow tongue as weird.
Look at
I
it
never.
as
Some look at me and
like
say,
that.
really, I want at the tongue, at the cow tongue, I really eat. Really have cow tongue and then cow foot soup. I mean, like, we're really doing this, you know?
Mhm.
But like for me, it's just like what is normal. And I'm just saying, if you're in a bubble, that's why I'm always say everybody needs to travel. I would wish that everyone gets the ability to travel because you realize that certain things that you realize is normal for you in the grand scheme of things, there are other people who live differently than you than how you live. And then you really
That's
realize that
true.
yo, there is nothing that is really normal. But what I think is that if you live in a bubble, then anything that is othered is going to be a problem for you. You get me?
Mhm.
In America right now,
I know normal is relative. That's it. Normal is relative. It's
but
whatever your normal is. Because Dutty Berry, your normal and my normal is two different normal. Maybe your normal is getting up, doing a live, doing a video. What is it? My normal is getting
oh
up,
God, why
going
my
to my
Wi-Fi is all
job,
over the place? Yeah.
my get my job, go come home. Everybody's normal is different. That is why I think as a especially as Jamaicans, we need to educate ourselves more. And education don't mean to go university and get degree. That is not education. That's getting a
Mm-hmm.
degree. But just have this open mind. Hear the other side, right? Even if you don't agree, right? Because there's a lot of things we don't agree with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But hear hear the other side and decipher. Because we can't accept that that is what you do, right? It's not something we agree with, but we can
yeah,
accept
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
about acceptance. Once affect your bread and butter, supposed to have nothing to do
yeah,
with you.
yeah, yeah,
Point blank period. Once affect how you sleep and how you pay your bills, have nothing to do with you. Because guess what? Everything that we're talking about right now is a choice.
yeah.
It's not being forced upon you. It is a choice. So once you make certain choices, that's on you.
Yeah, and I appreciate Kiki Mattis and doing because like if people disagree, like me not a problem. Cause I feel like everybody can reason and talk.
Yes.
And also like really and truly, there's nothing normal. You get me? There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It feels like oh, this is normal. Remember, like this is the new normal now. That's why people call it now. This COVID life,
Mm-hmm.
the new normal.
It's a
So
new
that normal that
normal.
exists before, this is the new normal. So there is this idea of what's a norm, like constantly changing and stuff. And so what the comment did say? Yeah, everything as normal. So like for me, as I say, if you have the kids and they're very young, of course you try to shelter certain things. So you might not want to go see pornographic images and these things, but you also have to raise your children into understanding the world that they actually live in right now because they're going to go out there. I think I heard I was watching the reel the other day and the girl said something that it completely blew my mind. She was talking about her children and she's saying that it's very easy. Like she want to raise our kids, and I said, "Boy, I know do this and whatever." And chef remember say she has kids who are growing up in 2021. They're going into school, so she not foreign
Mm-hmm.
where she is going to be. Her child is going to go to school and see same-sex couples as parents, so like two mothers come in,
Yep.
and so she
And two
has to now
fathers. Yep.
tell our child and say, "All right, then." Me can't pretend as if yo this don't happen. So no, she have to tell our children and say like yo, there are actually families that over there that is exactly what happened. And she also has to say like, listen, if you in a high school now, you exist that in a way where a girl might see you and like you. You get me? But
Mm-hmm.
this is how you react. You say like, hey, okay, I appreciate this gesture. Like, oh, that's cute. Okay, that's nice that you appreciate me, but I am not
That is
queer.
not my
So
thing.
you that
Yes.
is not
Or
my
I'm
thing,
not. Yes.
but I wish you the best and but whatever like that and whatever like that. I never even thought about like and she recognized that she also has to equip her child to teach her child how to function in this new 2021, how to decline an
Mm-hmm.
offer and how to and she said the same thing for her son. She have to teach her kids now how to understand consent. So like back in the day, you there one class party, you grab down the girl and decide, say, you gotta dance the Idonia. No, you have to try to get consent because we see what happens now. Where years later, one girl come out and she bring down a man. So she recognized that at 2021, she have to teach her children how to function in the world presently. So that is the new normal. So normal is constantly evolving. Normal is constantly evolving.
As a parent, you need to educate your kids. The children right now, they're not dumb like we. The children right now, they're cognizant of what is going on. Right? Listen, I have a 13-year-old nephew that I don't know if he's 13 or he's 23. That's how brilliant he is. Right? My friend has a son that just he's trying to make making one of those
Bitcoin
cryptocurrency. Yes,
something. Yeah.
He's engineering. A 9-year-old is engineering a cryptocurrency. The kids nowadays are different. That is why you as a parent has to take the lead from in front and educate them. Educate yourself. Educate them.
I know who, and this is what I tell you, the power of kids. You see people talk like they're doing and the stuff and you talk about the kids and all of these things. You see once you educate kids and you make them know, they're able to contextualize so many different things. Can you know who do it good? The kids, exactly. The kids of entertainers. The kids of entertainers get that first and like the spice. You will see them be like, oh my God, look how she do all of them, look at something there, and you worry and kill up yourself and you fret. And you will buck up spice, spit them and realize they're the most intelligent, the most articulate, they're very aware, and you won't see them as you would have things so you know who did that? The pastor pitting them who you think are cloak up and them are the one about the place because they know you have a spice. Given what she does, she will come to her child and say, listen, all right, you have a musician, so you have a spice, you have a grace, you have these type of things. But in our industry right now, where male fan base, so you have to, and the child actually can understand and say, oh, me get it because you do what you do now, so you can't in on a long cover up clothes. You know, you have to look at something. You're like, oh my, so that's so weird. Like the child just look at me like, oh my God, mom trying to dance again. Ugh. So annoying.
Yeah.
And then move on. But you in your mind, I think, say, Lord of His mercy. See there, the curvy diva them. Meet curvy diva child. Curvy diva child is like looking at her mother like, oh, mom, you're so weird. But anyway, do we need to go and come home? And she just book. I hear like, wow, because they have these conversations. The same dancehall artists, them, they're forced to have the conversations. And once that happens, kids are able to actually compartmentalize. And they and it's actually even make them more than want to be like them parents. if it's not, it's actually make them more like
That is why I said that is why that level of education, that level of awareness. However, sometimes Barry, to be honest, we're ignorant. Where we have this level of ignorance that we decide that no, me no want to know about that. No, me no want to do this. Me no want to do that. And then we are left stagnant. We don't know how to operate in society.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, because it's quite evident that you see a lot of the time these children, the kids, are taking the lead on certain things because their parents has not. The ignorance has not gotten them to let go and have an open mind about certain things.
Right. Because of that fear.
Yes, the fear, right? And that fear drive that ignorance to this level that your mind is so clouded. Right? But guess what? These things that we're talking about, the kids back then, when you start telling them, hey, this was an issue, they'd be like, what? Really? This? Yeah.
Yeah, the kids know, find everything like, huh? Wait, what? Like what? Yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say. If you have the time, actually speak to some kids, and you'll be so surprised.
I've been talking to them, and I know I've been surprised.
Trust me, them like certain things that come like a big deal and a whole entire thing. They're like, oh, okay, like okay, all right.
And that is why I am I would encourage people that, hey, take the time out and teach them, because guess what? If you're not teaching them, they're getting taught somewhere else, right? I say, before we go, um,
Mm-hmm.
my one of my coworker was saying that she found out, couple months ago, that her daughter has a Twitter account,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you know how she found out? Because the little kid was on the school, the online class, and left the phone on the bed.
Oh. Oh.
The child literally is an 8-year old, adjust the date of birth, and when they're asking those questions, and
Mm-hmm.
um put on 10 more years on her
Mm-hmm.
age, the date of birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, and this child that we're talking about is very brilliant in school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is why you cannot underestimate these kids nowadays. You cannot underestimate these kids, and that's why we need to have that conversation with them.
The difference between these kids now, these kids now are a lot more aware of themselves, and the generation before, we would just do everything I hide from parents. You get me? Like, we
True.
were just very
Mm-hmm.
mindful, but is that so? It right now, it will look like, say, oh my God, I don't almost know. We were just better at hiding. We were literally better.
That's
You get one
true.
little tattoo, you run go hide it when you come around your mother, you put on the long sleeve for cover of everything. And we will do that. We will do that until your mother are 90 years old. We will carry that thing. The only difference now is that these kids are just like, yeah, I'm going to get my tattoo, and that's it. You have to deal with it. that's the only. That's the only difference. Yeah, that's the
Yes.
only difference. We were better with like the hiding and the whole entire thing. We were like, boy, mother, not like people would do piercing, so we hide everything. These kids know they're just be like, yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
this is what I want to do. That's the difference. But
But it's the norm now. It's the norm. They're gonna be like, oh, you used to hide your tattoo and you used to hide your piercings. No,
yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
only one thing that is becoming prevalent, and I don't adjust to that. They're like young girls who are getting cosmetic surgery or cosmetic
Surgery, yeah, yeah,
adjustment.
yeah.
And if you live under my roof, me not pay for it. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
There are
that's
certain
the
things that
only
you're
thing.
supposed to come with, like once you're an adult, just like with drinking and certain things, they were
Then
like, all right, then when you yeah,
even drinking or
or
doing any
access to
form
all
of,
right, no access to social media. Like parents
yes,
have to look and said, no, I don't think you're mature enough to handle social media. Like I have to look on that, not a particular age. Mm-hmm.
yes, and it depends on your location, because even here in America, they have it where you can adjust your access to your Wi-Fi. A lot of AT&T, all of those service providers, you can go and actually monitor your kids' devices. You can cut their social media time, cut their screen time. All of
Why?
that is available.
Oh God, this is coming back. Yeah, come back, my Wi-Fi. Come back. All right.
Yeah, it come back, man. But
Yeah.
I was saying that there are service providers here in the US that you as a parent, you can monitor your kids' screen time. You can,
Mm-hmm.
watch what they're watching it's at your fingertip. And that is why I said it all goes back to education, because you think the kids knows that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that? Because a lot of older people are not technically savvy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they even they have basic knowledge, they don't have in-depth knowledge. And a lot of these kids are getting the in-depth knowledge. I.e., that's why my friend's child could, be like, oh, I can just adjust my date of birth and get a Twitter account. Yeah, let's do that. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people won't do it.
Yeah. And before I'm about to come off now, actually. So you may come off with, but like I wanted to say, um, where's the point I was making? It was more about just like parents. Where was I going? You see what is what the last point did you mention a while ago?
I was saying that, there's things
Oh, I
available
remember
to
now.
monitor your kids,
Yeah, I
their
remember. I
their their
remember.
screen time.
Yeah, I remember that. Before
Yes.
before I go, I think I definitely want to say like, yo, with parents them, because I know a lot of parents are watching that. It's really rough, but you have to understand that your kids are their own individuals, and you can't. It's very hard when you think about you want to raise your own replica, but when you think about it, you are not even the replica that your parents wanted. You get me? You actually did some of the own things that you wanted to do for
True.
your own self. And so, but when you have a child, you feel like, all right, my child's supposed to do this by 20, do this and be exactly this. And you forget that you are not trying to create a twin, another version of yourself. You have to accept, say, hey, you might actually love eat meat and your child might be vegan. Your child might not love nothing near meat, none at all. You have to also think like you
True.
understand like these things happen as well. So it's rough, but you also have to, try to be okay with that and recognize that listen, it's okay to have your beliefs and also believe that somebody else have the right to do that because a lot of people do that. And when I think about what happened with me at UE, as I said, that is where I learned to understand, say, there are differences across the board. You get me? And you
True.
have to find a commonality. How can you respect, irregardless of somebody having a different opinion? And if many things that you would deserve no purpose more than that in my life, because that
True.
has been the basis where I've been able to, even as we say, people who are anti-vaxxers, I can see hear them and probably try to say, listen, I probably understand why them so strong, because the system has done so much against people. But me, I have my stance, but I absolutely appreciate and respect your right to
Respect you.
stand
Yes.
in a your
Yes.
belief, but kind of easy to stand in a your belief. But some people,
Mm-hmm.
them can't have that respect for people who think other than them. And I can do that across the board. And so
Yes.
you right now raising your kids, you want to forget them. Don't project your fears to your children because they have to exist. Because when you raise your children right now to be homophobic and to be have hatred towards people who have different religions or look differently if them probably plus size and these things, you're setting them up for failure in the current world. And that you're
World.
doing your
Yes.
children you're doing your children a disservice. So while you could have tell them,
Yes.
say, yo, for kick down somebody or thump down somebody in a 1990, you can't do that to your children because you're setting them up for failure. So if you mean them any good, you try to at least educate them on how to survive in the 2021 climate. That is all me have to say. Thank you so much, Momo,
No
for joining
problem.
the live and talking to me. Pretty much being a co-host. You're a pretty good co-host. So big up yourself. Big up Roddy. Hopefully, big up Roddy Francis, big up Ali Cat, big up Dwayne, even though we never did fully agree all the time, I still appreciate comments them. Big up MYLS, I can't pronounce STR. I am Fuller. Everyone who joined the live was talking about Nicki Minaj and Lil Nas X, and somehow this became an entire Simsoul session, Oprah show, Suzanne show, everything in one.
The
But we just work with
View,
it.
The Daily Show.
But yeah, we'll work with everything, the Daily Show, everything. So big up yourself, big up TDZ Thoughts, who was in the private chat, as well as Anika. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to do more lives. I can stick to fat. I'm gonna work out the kinks, and it can be a great time for everyone. But take care, and enjoy the rest of your night. And yeah, that's it. Take care. All right, big up
Have a good night.
Momo.
Bye. All
Yeah.
right.
All right, bye guys.